Hello and welcome back to the Blue Tinted Glasses YouTube channel. Another live stream today, and today we are talking about VAR. A lot of people won't want to talk about this topic, but it is something we need to discuss, I think. I was very vocal after the Aston Villa game, and I said that, I don't want to blame the referee for the decisions that were caused. Obviously, if you remember in the Villa game, Jamie Vardy, for example, got a challenge on him by Yuri Tillemans. The Oliver Skip challenge that resulted in a free kick that led to the goal. I don't like blaming referees for losses or draws or anything like that, but I do feel like a conversation does need to be had about VAR. So please, please, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, and leave your comment in the chat below. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're here. Let me know what you think to VAR. As Danny says, smash a like and subscribe, please. That'd be much appreciated. I hope you're doing well, Danny, mate. Great to see you in the chat. Let me know when you're here. Let me know what you think to VAR as well, Danny. I know that Leeds United don't have to think about VAR, do they? Because you're in the Championship, mate. So have that. But yeah, it is about VAR today, and it is about what happened on the weekend in the game against Crystal Palace. We'll talk about the wider VAR kind of problem, if you like, but for now, just the Leicester situation. So if you've been living under a rock for the last few days, you will know that in the Leicester game on Saturday, the Palace game, we went 2-0 up very quickly into the second half, pretty much instant, actually. I think it was 20 seconds into the second half. We went 2-0 up. We scored our second goal through Mavididi with a Wilfred Ndidi assist. And literally like a minute later, and I mean a minute later, Crystal Palace got a goal back through Mateta. It was that quick that they didn't even have chance, barely, to switch from the replay of the Leicester goal to the goal. Hi, Valentine Fox, mate. Thanks. Get your comments in, everyone, please. We'll go to the comments soon. But yeah, so yeah, their first goal, Palace. What happened was the ball came out wide to Tyreek Mitchell. He got a ball in across the box. Mateta just nicely, very nicely, good finish, taps in, gets a bit of weight on it and taps it into the bottom corner. Now, the problem is that the goal was straight away ruled out for offside. The liner put his flag up. Even to you, Dawn. The liner put his flag up, and this is what followed, basically, is this. This is the image that we got from VAR from Stockley Park that day. It did take a while for them to come to the decision. It took about, I would imagine, about 90 seconds, 2 minutes, I think it took. Now, this is the image that went viral, if you like, on Leicester Twitter, because it looks very much here like Mateta is offside. Sorry, it looks like he is offside. Now, the problem is that they didn't give us the full angle. This here is the image that came out later on. As you can see, it's a wider angle. You can see the player, the delivery in question from Tyreek Mitchell, I believe it is, and also the defender in question, James Justin. You can see them both there. And then obviously further up, sandwiched between Wout Faes and Okoli, you can see Mateta. Now, the problem here is, to me, that still doesn't look onside, sorry. You can see where they've drawn the line. You can see that the James Justin's left boot is where they've drawn the green line. But the problem here for me is that Mateta still looks offside. His knee, something, maybe his head, he still looks offside. And that's what caused a lot of displeasure, kind of uncomfortable moment or uncomfortable feelings from Leicester fans. So before we talk more, just looking at this image here, right, and this image here, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments whether you think it is onside or offside, and then we'll get into more detail. I'm going to go through the comments. Let's see what people are saying. So yeah, good evening to you, Valentine, mate. Thanks for watching. Dawn's here. Good evening, Dawn. Dawn, I think the live ended last night just as you became a member. So here is your shout out. Thank you so much, Dawn, for becoming a member of the Blue Tinted Glasses YouTube channel, along with a couple other people as well. You know who you are. So thank you so much. If you do want to become a member of the Blue Tinted Glasses YouTube channel, there's a join button right below the screen. You will see that you'll get perks. You can read it all there, what you get. You get some funny emojis. Dawn, post one of your emojis if you can, mate. It'd be great. The Rodkin one. But yeah, if you do want to become a member, much appreciated. Thank you so much. If you don't, that's fine. The content is free, of course, as always. Evening to Andreas. Clibo reckons offside. Dawn says no problem. Valentine says VAR only helps the big teams. It's corrupt. Now, we do have a comment here from Joe Blackburn, who is a Leicester City hater. He is a Leeds United fan, but please no hate towards Joe. It's all love in the chat. Joe's a good guy. Joe's a very nice guy. He's on for me there. I'd much rather VAR ruled stuff on than off. Now, the problem I have with it, Joe, is yes or no. Is VAR meant to be for clear and obvious errors? Is that the case? Because in my head, that's what I believe from what I've been told before. I believe that it's for clear and obvious errors. I'm only joking, Joe. Now, the problem with this, mate, is for me, there is no clear and obvious error here. The fourth official gave it as offside. To me, looking at this image, and I believe it was the case in Stockley Park as well, because it took them a long time to decide, you can quite clearly see that Mateta's knee, his right knee, I believe it is, it could well be offside. I'm not saying it is. It looks very, very close. Very, very close indeed. And if it is very, very close, or is as close as I say it is, it's not clear and obvious, is it? It's not clear and obvious. So if it's a factual decision, Joe, again, I don't know how they can look at this and say it's a fact. When the automated offside comes in, or the semi-automated offsides come in later this year, then I agree, it will be very factual. You'll be able to see it in a much better thing. It's all computer generated, all of that stuff. But there is no way you're telling me, anybody, I don't care if you're a Leicester fan, a Leeds fan, a Palace fan, or a member of Stockley Park, you cannot tell me with absolute certainty that Mateta is onside there. And when it does take 2-3 minutes to make a decision on a VAR ruling, surely at that point you have to say, we're not sure, so let's stick with the on-field decision. Do you agree with that or not, Joe? Let me know as a Leeds fan. Do you agree with me that if they're not sure, then they should probably stick with the on-field decision and stick with the referee? Let me know. 27 people in the chat. Please leave a comment. Let me know whether you thought the Mateta goal was on or offside. If you can hit the like button, hit subscribe, that'd be much appreciated. And of course, if you want to become a member down below, there are perks for that. So please feel free to do so. Andrea said, if there is any doubt, it should not stand. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. If there is doubt at Stockley Park, they should stick with the referee's decision. Of course, that will then still create a bit of it will create a bit of maybe doubt from Crystal Palace fans' side. Of course, you're never going to please everyone. But surely, if you're not sure, it has to be the on-field decision. I think the idea is fine, but tech is probably lagging behind. Semi-automated can't come soon enough. 100%, mate. 100%. The linesman was right, so why is VAR getting involved? I understand why they looked at it, Valentine. I understand it, mate. I think they should be allowed to look at it. That's VAR for you. But I don't think when they're not sure, they should make a decision. Carl's here. Hi to you, Carl. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, mate. Reedy says we need to hear the mic in the ground or reviews of them after. We are getting that. So every month, I think Howard Webb trots on up to Sky Sports and plays the audio, and we all listen to it, and the pundits listen to it. It'll be interesting to see if this, but we are going to get to it in a second, but it looks like Leicester City have challenged this decision. Definitely go by the on-field, should not have given it. Joe says, devil's advocate, would this be your opinion if this was for Leicester? Because the alternative is they draw the lines. It shows it's onside. I mean, you won't believe me, Joe. You won't believe me. Of course you won't. But I would say the same thing, yes. If it's taking 3 minutes to decide on a VAR, it should be the on-field decision that we go with, because it's clearly not obvious. They're clearly not able to make a factual decision. They're not allowed to make. They're not able to make a factual decision if it takes 2-3 minutes. As Carl says, smash the like button, peeps. Please do so. To be fair, Palace had a legit goal ruled out in their opening game. The momentum change caused a goal against them straight away, effectively a 2-2. Glasner commented, "Refs make mistakes. It happens." It does make mistake, and referees make mistakes. Of course they do, and fourth officials make mistakes. But when you're spending 3 minutes in a room surrounded by TVs and stuff, you know we should expect better. I couldn't watch the match because of the stuff we chatted about, so I've literally just seen the image. You should hit, yeah, mate, 100%. Go and watch it back, of course. If you're sticking around for the next few minutes, you'll see a bit more. So let's move on to this, everybody. Keep getting your comments in. It's great. So since Leicester are going against it and we are correct, if it's a mistake, then what will happen? Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. We've already seen this. So the update here from Tom Colomos, who I believe works for I want to say the Mirror or the Mail, one of the two. Sorry. What Leicester want to be new. Leicester have sought clarification from the Premier League on why Mateta's first goal for Crystal Palace, initially ruled out for offside, was overturned by VAR. Fair to say there's uncertainty over whether images in public domain are conclusive. So we want more evidence, I suppose, to settle the dispute, if you like, to calm down our heads. And it would help with the fan base as well, of course. I'd be very surprised if going off this, there are many clearer images. Maybe it's just the nature of Selhurst Park. Maybe they can't get a camera. You know, for me, as part of getting promoted to the Premier League, as part of being a Premier League club, maybe they could implement something in the ground where every stadium has to be fitted with one of them trailing camera things, you know, that goes along the sideline. And it just trails along, and then you've got a perfect. That's another solution, but it looks like we're going for the more automated AI thing now. Tom also went on to say what Leicester want to be certain of is that the offside was judged at the right moment when the ball was played, rather than a fraction of a second afterwards. So they're kind of arguing something similar to what we're saying, a little bit differently. Obviously, we're saying more that this image here looks to be potentially offside still, but the club are actually saying that they think this image was taken at the wrong frame. Now, you can kind of see, it's easier for me because I'm zoomed in, but you can kind of see that the ball looks to have already left Mitchell's foot. But, you know, the camera, maybe that is the best frame that they could have picked. I don't know. I don't think we need to go that into it. I think the main concern from my point of view is that there is doubt. Clearly, there was doubt from Stockley Park. And if that is the case, how they can give it offside or onside. Next up, got another image coming up on screen. So, guys, please continue to hit the like button, continue to hit subscribe, and continue, if you wish to become a member by clicking the join button below the video. Andreas says, I was at the game. It should have got the goal. Andreas thinks it should have been a goal. Fair play, Andreas. If we get VAR against Everton, yeah. Some people are thinking it's a conspiracy against Leicester already because of the whole points deduction thing. I'm not so sure. Here is the next one. It's from a Twitter account or X account called Football Offsides. They say it's the first offside mistake by VAR in the 23-24, what they mean is 24-25 Premier League season. They've said that Mateta was offside in Crystal Palace's disallowed goal against Leicester. The assistant referee initially disallowed the goal, but the VAR incorrectly overruled him. Andreas is saying no goal. Got you, mate. So these guys have kind of like drawn their own lines. I don't know how accurate they are. Anyone can draw some lines on paint or whatever, or Photoshop and make it look like it's onside, or offside. But it looks like these guys do have history of actually providing this type of thing. And according to this, you can see that they believe James Justin was not keeping Mateta onside, and that Mateta was actually beyond James Justin's left leg. His left leg. It looks like Mateta's head here is being used as the reference point for being offside. And, you know, you can't help but think, by the way, guys, that it looks quite accurate. Like it looks right. You know what I mean? It's as if the Premier League have kind of drawn the image or their lines from, I don't know. It's so inconclusive. This is the problem with VAR, and this is why the title is named what it is. VAR ruins Leicester win. It doesn't just ruin Leicester win. For some people, it does ruin football. Why are we getting into these technicalities? For me, it should be they look at VAR, they look at the offside, and if it's obvious that he's offside and they've got a better angle and all of this, rule it out. But I mean, come on. With this decision, we've got, Twitter experts, if you like, on Photoshop, adding lines in to try and, maybe they've got an agenda against the referees. Maybe Stockley Park obviously have an agenda against Leicester. Nobody knows. I'm not going to get into all the conspiracies and all of this stuff. But the fact that you've got people, hundreds of people online, drawing their own lines, trying to work out whether it's offside or not, it's tough, man. Come on, you can't all be in a conspiracy spiral already after one VAR decision. Have you forgotten how bad EFL official? Yeah, mate, I'm not saying it's. I actually said it's not a conspiracy. I don't think it is. I'm just saying this happens everywhere. This happens with every club. It is 50-50, Joe. Again, spot on, mate. Which for me, if something's 50-50, because you know how you said a few comments ago. Let me get it up. Joe Blackburn said, not the case for offside, as it's a factual decision rather than an opinion. But surely if it's 50-50, it's not factual. If something's 50-50, they can't just decide, right, he's definitely onside. So why not stick with the linesman's decision? Oh, it blows my mind. It blows my mind. Keep getting your comments in on VAR. Let me know what you think to it. I kind of missed it a little bit in the Championship. I do think if it's ever used correctly, it'll be a very good thing for the sport. But it's not used correctly in this country, in my opinion. It's not. And as soon as we get this offside kind of, automated AI technology offside decision thing come in, I think it's this season, later on in the season. Once we have that, then I think we will have to complain less about these types of things for sure. Joe says, I phased it wrong. It looks close, not 50-50. Yeah, Joe, come on, mate. Last thing to you, Joe. Last thing to you. Whether it looks close or not, can you look at this image and tell me with 100% certainty that it's offside? That's all I want to know. Can you tell me with absolute certainty it's onside from those lines, from this image? Because this is what they used, where they drew James Justin's left foot, all of this stuff. Can you say with absolute certainty, if you drew a line from Mateta's head down, all of this stuff? Because I don't think anyone can. I don't think anyone can. Isn't VAR supposed to be correct, clear and obvious errors? I thought so too, Neil. Joe has corrected me and said that offsides are more factual based, but then I can't. As Joe has said here, no, I can't, which is why it took people with 4 camera angles in 3 minutes, not some moron in Blackpool 15 seconds. I'd hazard a guess, Joe, that some moron in Blackpool in 15 seconds would probably make a better decision than some of those idiots in Stockley Park. That's offside. Mr. Magoo McFaw says, Joe knows the answers. He just doesn't want to say it. Joe, I know you're the moron, Joe. I know you're the moron. It's because you hurt the Premier League's feelings. Going to be loads more coming Leicester's way. Who knows? Who knows? A 50-50. So if it's a 50-50, they should stick with the on-field decision. I agree completely, mate. I agree. And this is kind of true as well. It could be the difference between the staying up or going down. Do you remember when the Premier League forgot to turn on Aston Villa or Sheffield United's goal line technology? Do you remember when they forgot to do that and then Villa got relegated? Or was it Sheffield United got relegated? One of the two? Nuts. How can you make that decision? How can you make these mistakes? This is what people are saying, man. How can you make these types of mistakes week in, week out, by the way? Massive mistakes. Massive. Semi-automated won't fix the head loss, by the way. Then you'll get the same people said, yeah, they coded. I don't think so, Joe. I don't. I disagree with that. I do disagree with that. Keep getting your comments in, guys. Let me know what you thought to that VAR decision, and let me know what you think to VAR in general. I'll get as many comments up on screen as possible the whole time. Do you think that VAR should exist in its current form? Of course, they get so many decisions right as well. We can't ignore it. We can't ignore that they do get a lot of decisions right. We are getting tweaks, and there are constant tweaks to VAR. There's different kind of guidelines, if you like, for referees and officials. Uh, there are tweaks, and of course, they're trying to improve it. But for me, unless you master it, is there any point in having it? And it's been, how long have we had VAR now? I reckon it was 20. I reckon it was early 20. I reckon it was 2019. I'm going to say 2019. So 1920, 2021, 21, 22, 22, 23, 23, 24, 24, 25. This is the sixth. This is the sixth season of VAR in the Premier League. Six. And they've still not got it right. Mental. I've had bigger arguments with Locks than this. Yeah, absolutely. We have. We've had big arguments about politics, about Leeds United, about PSR. This is nothing for me and JB. Me and JB. No, it's not fit for purpose in its current state. I agree, Clibbo, mate, 100%. Semi-automatic offsides need to be implemented. Refs also need to be much more consistent. I didn't miss VAR last season when we were in the Championship. To be fair, not many decisions went against us last season, Neil. There were a few dodgy penalties, but at the end of the day, we got promoted. We don't really give a shit, do we? We don't give a shit. So I'd agree with you on that, mate. Let's have a little look on the social media and see what people are saying. We can bring up social media. This is always a dangerous thing, by the way, bringing up social media live on stream. That would be because you got promoted. Lots easier to be content when it's gone well. Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. Right, let's have a look what is going on in the world of social media. You might see some of your own tweets here. Who knows? We're going to see a bit of reaction from Leicester fans here. So you can see D Chambo here says, fuck football. I think that's pretty much what I said on Saturday, I think. Congratulations, Leicester, on your return to the Premier League. Rubbish refs, VAR, PSR, protect the big six at all costs. But where else would you want to be? 100%. This is the tweet from Owen Palmer-Atkin, Radio Leicester, of course. This is the angle used by VAR to overrule the on-field decision on Saturday. And again, that's the image that I just shared with you all. Offsides needs a concrete decision. Cameras alongside line is best. The linesman has a better view. Yeah, I agree, mate. 100%. Like I just said, I think a camera going along the sideline being implemented into every Premier League ground wouldn't be a bad thing. Cheers, Joe, mate. Thanks for joining. Thanks for leaving some comments. Much appreciated. Didn't Wenger in charge of VAR at one point had threatened to sanction the Premier League for poison? I'm not sure on that. I know he was in charge. The Wenger actually wants to implement Arsene Wenger wants to implement his own rule, with his own VAR kind of idea, which is it favors the attacker more. So what would be the case under Wenger's rule is that a player has to have his whole body offside for it to be offside. So if you've got Jamie Vardy's right foot in an offside position, right now it would be given as offside. But Wenger's rule is to have him onside unless his whole body is beyond it. And that gives more benefit of the doubt to the attackers. Let me know what you think to that in the comments, the Wenger rule. But let's crack on. Let's carry on with the social media browse. There's some old stuff here for some reason. There's one from the Fox's Arms. Yeah, another one here. Why is this account still posting? After yesterday's debacle at Palace, you need to close this page immediately and just let VAR continue to be the shit show that it is. You literally post an opinion, which is often wrong. And again, I agree with this. This whole Premier League match center thing was set up to help with VAR issues, to try and help referees or explain referees' decision. There's me. Here you go, another one from LCFC Latest News. Everyone in the VAR booth. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. As we can see here, this was another comment, another post here from Leicester Mercury, this time LCFC Live. Leicester City take action after Crystal Palace VAR controversy. So that sums it up pretty much. Keep getting your comments in for the last few minutes of the show, please. Let me know what you think to VAR, like I said. People think it's a stupid idea, the Wenger rule. That would be horrible for defenders. Agreed, mate. Agreed. But maybe it would cut out some of the, oh, is he onside? Is he offside? Fuck off. Too inconsistent, needs to prove. Thanks again to Dawn, by the way, who became a member yesterday. If anybody else does want to become a member on the Blue Tinted Glasses YouTube channel, you can hit the join button below the video. You get early access to videos. You get a Rodkin out emoji along with other emojis, of course. You also get a little badge next to your name. You'll see it next to Dawn's name when she posts a comment next. So, yeah. And there's other perks as well. But, yeah, check it out if you want to. But, yeah, at the end of the day, again, I said at the start, I don't really want to blame referees and VAR for losses or draws or dropping of points. But at some point, a conversation needs to be had. That's our first one of the season, our first one that we really have a problem with. I'm sure there will be more, and I'm not saying it's just Leicester. There will be many, many more dodgy decisions for every club in the Premier League this season. We're not the only ones. Do you remember the Brighton game, the year we got relegated, when we had 2 goals disallowed for? We nearly got a goal disallowed in the Fulham game as well, right? Was it Fulham? Was it Fulham? Was it the fast one or was it another one? They tried to rule out a goal somewhere else. I'm trying to remember where it was. It might have been the Fulham game. They tried to rule one out because Vardy or someone was apparently obstructing the goalkeeper's view. It was a load of shit. It's a load of shit. They try and get involved too much. Is it clear and obvious? If it is, rule it out. If it's not, that's it, man. Sorted. Yeah, that was it. Vardy was in the way of Fast. That was it. But yeah, we've gone over a few images today. Obviously, this was the image that we got on screen at home. This was the image that the VAR booth used. This is what's happening with Leicester City. They want to challenge the Premier League and find out some clarification as to which frame they used. And this is these are lines that somebody at home has drawn on to the pitch to see if it was onside. So yeah, never a normal day in the Leicester City fan base. It's always a bit crazy. There's always something going on. If it's not PSR, it's VAR. If it's not VAR, it's Thailand orgies or something, you know what I mean? Something fucking crazy. But that's coming to the end of the stream. Now, yesterday I went live with Ric Flair from Big Strong Leicester Boys. We discussed Steve Cooper and whether he was being unfairly treated or not. So go and check that out after this one. And also coming up on the channel tomorrow is the one to watch. It is episode 3 of the Fox's Den. And here is a little trailer for you.
Oh my.
That is tomorrow at 7 p.m. on the Blue Tinted Glasses YouTube channel. It will be episode 3 of Fox's Den, where we look ahead to the Everton game. Thank you so much for everyone who's got their comments in, everyone who's hit the like button, and everyone who has hit subscribe. And if you haven't done any of those things, you've still got a chance. Thank you, as always, for all the support on the channel. We're 4 weeks into the Blue Tinted Glasses YouTube channel, and the support has been amazing. So thank you so much. Much appreciated. I'll see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Cheers all. Bye-bye.